ties to terrorist groups?
Well, I mean, we take money from the university and from Madison community members, Muslim and non-Muslim alike. But if you talk about MSA National, I'm pretty sure that they don't take money from Hamas, but we don't take money from them, so we're not a part of any of that. So they're pretty much ridiculous.
Right. It did seem sort of like he was just, he's pointing, saying, you are doing it. So it's obviously more of a general
There
thing.
are certain MSAs that are more conservative than others. This MSA right here is not supported by anybody other than the university and Madison. There's an issue with saying that the MSA or that Muslims, are, say, speaking out against it, or the MSA, before we even knew about this event, was planning on holding an event called Jihad, Holy War, and Terrorism. We're not doing nothing about it. So I think as far as the talk goes, you're not going to find Muslims who are against dealing with those parts of the Muslim world, of countries that have Muslim majorities. That said, there is a certain amount of masking going on when, in the pamphlet giving out today, there are allegations against Islam in general in the Quran. I mean, there's quotes in the pamphlet today saying Islam promotes wife beating. Now, that's fine if he wants to take his stance about that and have a discussion, but it's not what should I say? It's not fair when he's giving a talk about we need to support Muslims, moderate Muslims, and then there's assailants like that in his pamphlet. So I mean, the talk, I don't think they're going to find a whole lot of Muslims that disagree with the situation of terrorism. I just wanted to say just real quick that we did not protest him. We are for this dialogue. We're not in support of him coming, but we did not protest him. We're not part of the hundreds and hundreds of students on campus, and maybe even thousands who openly attacked him personally. We didn't.
So I mean, what's your reaction to the speech? And I suppose we can start off first with the protesters, the hecklers, etc.
I wish they would have had a little bit more respect to wait until it's question and answer time to actually, voice their opinion. Obviously, there was time provided for that. I wish they would have waited until the provided time for Q&A. That's the point when they were supposed to, exercise their First Amendment rights, not during the middle of the speech.
As for the speech itself, do you feel yourself agreeing with most of what Horowitz said? Any disagreements that you found?
Oh, I have mixed feelings on a lot of the stuff. I'm not going to say, especially when he's citing different facts and these kinds of things. It's not necessarily my area of expertise. So, but overall, I would agree with a lot of what he said.
Okay. Most of the examples of Islamofascism and sort of the general argument you tend to agree with?
Absolutely. I mean, if you talk about the FGM, funeral, general mutilation, that kind of thing, those are the kinds of things that obviously no one can stand for, and we all see it as being something that's disgusting and something we can't do.
I don't think they were adequately addressed at all, and I think it was very insulting, especially when I gave him the respect not to call him all the names I would have liked to call him, that he went and called me a mind-numbing idiot and immediately dismissed my question. I guess I have a unique perspective, different from most Americans, because unlike a lot of Americans, I was raised in England, where I think there's a much larger left-wing movement and stuff, so there's many more ideas of equality and ideas that things like racial profiling are wrong. In England, there's also a much larger Islamic community there, and I grew up with many Islamic friends. And I think that it's a serious problem the way America is approaching terrorism and Islamofascism.